Are you ready? If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya. What's up? I'm awesome. Hello, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hey, really? Really? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yowie, wowie. Like mom. Baby. It's true. Believe that.
Did you know there were words to hail to the chief? Hail to the chief, he's the chief and he needs hailing. I am the chief, so everybody hail like crazy. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Two Words Podcast.
I love that movie
Just
so much.
If you don't, I'll have to kill you.
I gotta watch that today before the election.
Yeah, because you'll be too sad after.
We're recording on election day. You're
Yes, we
hearing this
are.
the day after. So who
Welcome,
knows?
everyone, to the Two Words Podcast, where it is election day, but you are hearing this after the election, so
The world might be on fire.
maybe I'll just record congratulations to the president. They have really gotten himself or herself into quite the predicament. So
My favorite joke, president joke, is from Brian Regan, where he's like, I don't know why anyone would want to be president. Who wants to wake up every morning by somebody shaking them going, problems?
yeah, no, I especially that's been my question for the last 8 years. Why does anybody in their 70s be like, this is the job I want? I want the most responsibility I've ever had in my life starting now.
The most stressful job ever, where automatically 50% of the people watching me hate me.
Yeah. And just because we don't want you to be bogged down by the political humdrum, by if things are not going well for you, we have decided we're going to talk about politics almost the whole show. For our show, our 2 words, political piledriver.
Woo!
That's right. It's going to be a fill a brain buster up in here, y'all. As we talk about all of the wrestlers who have, because wrestling and politics really
Strangely go hand in hand.
strangely have connected more often than they should. But I also have a rant here coming up here in a little bit.
Can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great because I've written none of it down. I'm just angry.
It's just going to be
Just
straight
pure
off
rage.
the dome.
And so, but first, hey yo, Becky Lynch probably isn't coming back anytime soon to any wrestling promotion anywhere. On the latest episode of Backstage Pass, Jonathan Coachman claimed that Becky Lynch was asking for over $2 million a year in contract negotiations, and that the WWE balked at her. Coach also said that if the company had acquiesced to her request, she would still be on Monday Night Raw today. Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp says that number is way off, seeing as with the current pay scales of the top talent, the WWE would have jumped at a contract like that. Why are you smiling like that?
That's literally my first story. And you stole it from
we were
me.
just talking before that. We were like, oh, it's crazy how we haven't stolen each other's stories more often. I knew you had that on there. But yeah, no, so I don't know how much money she's asked for, but apparently it's not WWE saying no, it's TKO saying no.
Well, the way that the Fightful Select counterbalance sounded to me is like, it's not even about salary.
Yeah.
It sounded like that she literally just wants to take time off. Because she is still listed on WWE's internal roster, even though she's not technically an employee. And so that tells me she does plan to come back to WWE, but just like Alexa Bliss, she wants to take some time off, likely to be with her kid for a little while. You know, watch the kid grow up, not want to work in through your whole time. I don't know. I don't know the reason, but a break is a break. I think she just wants to take a break. She'll come back later, and WWE doesn't want to pay her while she's taking the time off.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, if you don't want to, you don't want to. I don't.
I believe we will see her again. As I believe we will see Alexa Bliss again, because she has recently said she is coming back at some point.
See, I thought she had more of a long-term career-ending injury.
I don't believe so.
They were worried about her spine or something.
I mean, yeah, there was something definitely that went on, but she has said she's on her way back.
She has significantly less spine than you and I have.
That's true.
So easier to hurt more of it, I guess.
So you stole that one from me.
Okay.
So let's see if I'm going to steal one from you, because I'm almost certain that
Can I guess which one it is?
Uh-huh.
Is it about WWE ID?
No, I don't even know what that is. Okay, great.
Yay!
Headline: John Cena knows how to fix McDonald's broken ice cream machines.
Please tell us.
When appearing on Snack Wars with Sport Bible, Cody Rhodes revealed a story where Cena solved the McFlurry issue. Cody said, "People hating on the golden arches. I won't stand for it. I won't. McDonald's is there late at night. One time, John Cena, me and John, 2 a.m., McDonald's. They always hit you with the same thing. Hey, ice cream machine is down. We can't make the McFlurry. Really? You can't make the McFlurry? What if I give you a $100 bill? This is John in the moment. They turned that thing on. McFlurry was right there for him." Rhodes then went on to taste test the American McRib versus the British bacon and gravy sandwich.
I saw that.
And admitted that the bacon and gravy sandwich edged out the McRib, even though he loves the McRib very much.
Okay, but what is... Because they have a different term for gravy.
I feel like it would be... Well, I don't know.
I think for them, it's got to be barbecue sauce.
You think so?
I think it's got to, right?
But I also think it's not just like normal bacon like we think of bacon. I feel like it'd be like a slab of...
Or like a ham.
Yeah, like a thick... Like a fatback, something going on.
Fatback.
Fatback burger. But that sounds great in America. That would sound awful in the UK.
What was the Jim Gaffigan bit about fatback? He was like, back fat.
Fat bacon?
This doesn't sound good. So just let them know if you're ever at a McDonald's and you want ice cream, just be ready to pay $105.16 and you'll be good, depends. How badly do you want ice cream? Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, like, well,
wrestlers, I mean, if they're going to have a cheat meal, that's the only one they have. So if they want that ice cream.
I'm also like, because you used to hear stories of like, Ric Flair just go into a bar and start giving out $100 tips. Mm-hmm. And like, you go through, like Dave Ramsey talks about just being unbelievably generous. Maybe that was he's just like, I'm just going to be unbelievably generous and I'm also going to get ice cream out of this.
I mean, yeah, that would be the way to live. If you were rich, that would be the way to live. Ice cream. Just give money to service workers and retail workers and all that. Just be nice.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. Well, hey, yo, WWE has launched WWE ID, a new program for independent wrestlers to get noticed by WWE. Under the program, WWE will provide prominent independent wrestling schools with the WWE ID official designation, with the goal of providing new trainees and existing talent at these select institutions with enhanced developmental opportunities. And so it sounds like basically they're just going to go in and give them a little sticker that they can put on their promotional material and say, we are a WWE affiliated independent school. So we're not run by the WWE, but we help you get more noticed by the big leagues than others.
It might seem like a small thing, but I bet that's a big boon.
Oh, but it's a big, and even if it goes so far as them going in and helping prepare, shifting the independent schools to saying like, this is how you want to put on a match. Yeah. So that they're prepared when they get to the WWE to put on a match. Schools that are already on the list is Booker T's Reality of Wrestling in Houston, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy in Davenport, Iowa, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center in Concord, New Hampshire, and Knox, KNOKX. Knox Pro Wrestling Pro Academy in Los Angeles. They are the first WWID independent wrestling schools to earn the official designation.
That's cool.
Additionally, this will help WWE identify top talent.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah. That's a beautiful idea.
So, I mean, sure, it's probably them figuring out a way to sink their grubby little hands into their little mitts into independent wrestling. But I've seen some independent wrestling. Maybe they could use some grubby mitts on them.
Use a few more grubby mitts.
I don't know. Maybe.
We talked about Alexa Bliss already, but we're going to talk about her more. An Alexa Bliss imposter has scammed a man out of almost $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
There have been several cases of people impersonating WWE wrestlers online to carry out scams, resulting in financial losses and even incidents like when a fan tried to attack Seth Rollins live on TV on Monday Night Raw.
Was that because of a scam?
That's because he thought that he was sending Seth Rollins money. And then and then Seth Rollins ghosted him or whatever.
Oh.
And Seth's like, I have no idea who you are.
I never heard that.
The New York Times detailed an extreme case where a man named Alfred Mancinelli was conned out of nearly $1 million by someone posing as Alexa Bliss. Before his passing at age 79, Mancinelli emptied his bank account, his savings, and his granddaughter's college fund to support the impersonator, who often claimed to need money for hospital treatment due to bad menstrual periods, and would text, "Tell me how much do you have left, baby?" The New York Times described their text exchanges as soap opera-like, with fabricated drama involving evil meddlers, family battles, and references to Vince McMahon, whom the fake Alexa accused of mistreating her and advancing on her. Despite efforts by his son to protect him by taking control of his finances, Mancinelli reclaimed his money from his son and lost more to the scammer. The report notes that his isolation during the pandemic worsened his vulnerability to scams, causing his net worth to drop nearly $800,000 in just a few years' time.
Man.
And then he died. Imagine that's your last few years.
Getting scammed out of money.
Scammed by a fake Alexa Bliss at 80 years old.
Wow.
By nearly $1 million.
At 80 years old.
I don't understand.
It's crazy, but that's how I'd want to go.
Like, we had a lady at our church.
Yeah.
Who swore she was talking to the lead actor from JAG or whatever. Like one of those NCIS, I don't know, one of those shows.
Mark Harmon?
Was that who? I don't know. I don't know.
Mark Harmon's right. The lead. I know I could pick the lead out of JAG from like a lineup. I could not tell you what the name of
right.
was.
Anyway, one of those gray-haired guys.
Yeah.
Swore she was talking to him, and we're like, "Are you sure he's not trying to scam you?" Well, I don't have any money. So because she didn't have any money, she believed, yeah, she's just having nice conversations.
That's fairly solid logic, though. Like,
who
would want to take my identity? It's worth nothing.
But I don't get to the like. I've seen 3 celebrities with my eyes.
You'll have to tell me who that was off air, because I don't. I vaguely remember something about that.
I guess, I don't know.
But that's the thing, is like, what would have happened if Mark Harmon had just shown up to church one day and you'd be like,
I will never doubt this again.
We were wrong.
I gotta go check my spam folder.
Check out Mark Harmon.
I think Oprah Winfrey's been texting me.
They've been trying to get on. There's a prince in captivity. He needs me. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean,
some scams are really, really legit. It's just the celebrity impersonator ones I don't understand. I don't understand how anyone would think, oh, yeah, this is definitely John Cena texting me, a nobody from nowhere.
Yeah.
How did he get my number? Do we know anybody in common? No, but that makes perfect sense. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I once got a scam text. It wasn't a celebrity. It was just a picture, and this woman was not naked, Mostly not clothed, though.
She was not naked.
Yeah, she wasn't not. She wasn't decent. I think she may have been a decent person. Probably not. She was sending pictures of herself to random
numbers. Yeah.
I remember. I think I texted the number back. I'm like, I don't know who you are, but my wife definitely doesn't want me to get to know you. I'm sure. I'm sure that's. Are you looking for somebody else's? Are you looking for my wife's phone number? You want to talk to her for a little bit? It's not me, though.
I forwarded your message to my wife. We'll see what she says. She
is inbound. Just be careful who you're talking to, y'all.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna get if a celebrity reaches out, FaceTime them or demand to meet up, or just decide like, hey, this is a chance I'm willing to take. You're 80 years old. You're worth $1 million. You know you're about on your way out.
Maybe save your granddaughter's college fund, though. Maybe don't drain that.
Yeah, you should probably not do that.
That's menstrual cramp surgery.
Bad
or whatever
menstrual
that
cramps. Just if I ever got a celebrity that was like, I have bad menstrual cramps, I'd be like, eat a banana. It's supposed to help. Let's talk about menstrual cramps for a little bit. No.
Here's what I know.
Here's what I know about the menstrual.
Women are gross. No, just kidding.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. AJ Styles has refused to go into the TNA Hall of Fame. Apparently he was asked. There was talk that they reached out and wanted to put him in, and he has denied doing so. But he tweeted this out because I guess a lot of people were suspecting that like the WWE was telling him no, he wasn't allowed to do that. Despite the fact that The Rock was inducted Ken Shamrock into the TNA Hall of Fame. But that's neither here nor there. But he tweeted out recently, I am still an active wrestler, I hope. I made the decision not to go into the TNA Hall of Fame, not WWE. I appreciate TNA, but I don't want to go into any Hall of Fame as long as I'm still active. It is my choice. And that's like Rey Mysterio went into the Hall of Fame. Like the year he had a big WrestleMania match. This is the first WrestleMania match in years.
Wasn't that because they had to pivot last minute though?
Might have been.
I feel like they were supposed to be doing somebody that year, and then like very late in the game, that person wasn't able to do it.
Was that one of the years they were supposed to get Batista in?
I was thinking Batista.
Is Batista in the Hall of Fame yet?
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think he is either. That may have been it.
But yeah, I get it. It is weird.
Yeah.
Hey, he's really active. More active than AJ Styles is.
It was weird to me when Edge was inducted into the Hall of Fame a year after he had to retire.
Right.
Like that was odd to me. But AJ Styles was a foundational star in TNA wrestling. He became known as the Phenomenal One for his incredible athleticism and innovative style. He has had multiple championships, including the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He also helped elevate TNA's X Division to prominence, becoming one of the most celebrated performers on the brand. Oh, I have an extra one.
If anyone deserves to go in there, it's him.
Yeah. I have an extra one, so you can go and I can...
Okay, well,
how many do you have? You're out?
I'm out because you took my first one, so
Sorry.
I'm gone.
Do you want to talk about Becky Lynch again?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
We can.
I miss her. I want her back.
Okay, well, fine. Well, hey, yo, Raw isn't the only thing coming to Netflix in January. A new wrestling-themed horror film will be coming to streaming as well. Dark
Ready
Match.
to rumble too.
Oliver Platt's Revenge. Dark Match is going to be the tale of a small-time wrestling company accepting a well-paying gig in the backwoods town, only to learn too late that the community is run by a mysterious cult leader with devious plans for their match. And if I was a good journalist, I would have gotten you the stars of the film first. I know that Chris Jericho is going to be in it.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, who has starred in great films such as Sharknado 5. Michael Eklund, Steve Ogg. Bunch of people you don't know.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Chris
people.
Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
There's a guy named Gordy Cheeseman. That's a real name on
Gouda Cheese Man.
Gordy Cheeseman.
Interesting.
So we need, a horror themed wrestling movie that was somebody was like, this is what we need.
Oh, we haven't had one yet. Let's go for it.
I guess we don't. Okay, so moving on a little bit.
This is it?
Yeah, this is it. So, hey yo. It was recently announced by AJ and Big Justice, known to the internet as the Costco guys.
Double chunk chocolate cookie. It's not even the name of it. It's the double chocolate chunk cookie. But because he said it that way the first time, it's got to be that way forever.
He announced in October that he had signed a contract for a match in AEW. He has recently announced that match will take place at Full Gear against QT Marshall. What is QT Marshall being punished for? Let me just tell you. Listen, I love Costco as much or more than the next guy. But let me tell you, the Costco guys, they make me want to rip my eyes out of my skull.
They're not bringing the boom for you?
Oh my goodness. There was one day I was scrolling and every third video every third video was just going double chunk chocolate cookie.
I got a chicken bake.
I got a chicken bake. It gets the boom.
That's one big boom.
Sounds like
the Rizzler.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Like that's. Yeah, and everybody loves this kid, the Rizzler, and
he's not even connected to his family.
Yeah, he was just some kid on the internet, and they were like, let's get him in movies. I hate this. I hate this so much. I can't tell you. If I needed one more reason not to watch AEW, let me tell you, this is it. Tony Khan, if you're listening, I know you're listening. If you're listening, did you learn nothing from WCW? This is Jay Leno versus Karl Malone all over again.
Except way worse. Well, I take it back. It's not worse. Because at least AJ is a wrestler.
He is a wrestler. He has wrestled independently. He's got like a record of like 12-0 or something in like Rhode Island. I can't. I may be the only person on the internet that hates the Costco guys.
Look, every afternoon on your FYP.
Oh.
They're bringing the boom at about 3:15. I have never liked one of their videos. I have never saved, forwarded, shared nothing one of their videos, but every day I get at least 2. And I'm not on it a lot. It's like when I go to the bathroom, that's it. But I'm still the next version of still bringing it with the weird elbow dance that they do, or they're visiting Costco and it's like, last time we came to Costco we spent $516.17. You tell us if this is going to be higher or lower. 2 boxes of grapes. 2. Boom. That's a big boom. Christmas stuff. Boom.
I can't. Yeah, there was one video that they came across, and it wasn't even a Costco thing. It was just he was like, I'm getting ready for the big ball and out of Little League, and then it was like playing the song, and every time he hit the ball, it would go boom, but it was like the worst swing I've ever. It was like. boom, and he's like reaching way up there. It's like, have you ever even seen a baseball, son?
The kids
Can see you.
The kid's having the time of his life, but the dad is the one instigating.
Oh my gosh, he's the worst person.
No, look, they're having their 15 minutes of fame. They got to be parodied on SNL. Do you see the SNL TikTok thing? Oh, it's great. It's like they do a whole parody a bunch of TikTokers all in one thing.
Yeah, but I did see where Jimmy Fallon was getting fed up with having them on his show. He's like, one boom, two booms, not great. One big boom, boom. And Jimmy Fallon's like, yeah, boom, we get it.
It takes a lot to get Jimmy Fallon to drop the kindness filter.
There was an article that came out 10 years ago that said Jimmy Fallon was one of America's best worship leaders because he was so pumped. It didn't matter who was on his show. And finally we found someone that he can't handle. Like, that's how bad you are. My good night.
My favorite parody is Shane Topp from Smosh. Do you ever watch Smosh?
Yes.
So Shane Topp did a thing where he was imitating both of them. He's all, we're Costco guys. Of course I have an alibi for my wife's murder. We're Costco guys. They'll never find her.
And then he'd do this, and then he'd do the song. It was like, we're Costco guys. Of course we get chicken bakes. It's like, we're Costco guys. Of course I know where the blood. Of course my son fell down the stairs, and that's why he broke his arm.
We're Costco guys. I've said it before, and I said it again. Mary was the love of my life. I would never harm her.
Gosh, and like, what did QT Marshall do? You know what I mean? Like.
That is going to be the worst match I ever hate watch from beginning to end.
Oh my gosh. And you know it's going to be 15 minutes of them walking in. We bring the boom!
Every time he slams QT Marshall to the ground, him and Big Justice are going to yell. The whole crowd is going to yell out boom, dude. It's going to be Boom Factory.
I'd rather get chained to a chair in my basement that I don't have and be forced to listen to Talk Tua for 6 hours. Straight.
That's the girl who capitalized on her 15 minutes of fame right there.
Why isn't she wrestling QT Marshall?
It was a good rant, John. It's been a while since we've had a real deep cut rant.
Man, we stopped talking about wrestling a long time ago. Anyway.
Politics aside.
Politics aside, let's talk about politics. Today's 2 words are political pile driver. Is that what we decided on? Political pile driver.
Originally, we chose Senator Smackdown.
Senatorial suplex.
But then there's no senators on the list.
A lot of guys who have run for senator, though.
I didn't find any that ran. Maybe I didn't have your full list.
Let's just look at our list. We're talking about, because here's the thing, is that wrestling and politics have somehow collided multiple times for several years. And we'll get kind of more into like the finer part of that. But, you know, there's a lot of guys who have ran for political office, several guys who have gotten into political office. Bob Backlund ran for Connecticut's first congressional district. Back in like 2000. Like,
didn't make it.
Hadn't he gone completely off the rails at that point, though? Like, he was crazy. And then he was like, I'm also going to run for Congress.
I mean, I feel like that often goes hand in hand with political runs.
Man. Rhino ran for a seat in the Michigan House State Representatives, trying to obtain the 15th seat. He won the Republican primary, but lost the election by about 8,000 votes.
Yeah.
So, good for Rhino.
Mr. Jerry Lawler.
Jerry Lawler, he was the mayor of...
Well, no, he ran for the mayor.
He ran for mayor of Memphis.
2 different times, 1999 and then a decade later in 2009. Both times he lost pretty badly, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, just no one wants him as mayor.
Well, I think it's hard to wrestle, to run for mayor when like there's video evidence of you womanizing.
Just being awful.
Just being a genuine, like, I'm sorry, and I know it was a character, but like,
but he leaned in it pretty heavily.
Leaned in
pretty sure.
Real heavily.
He kept that kayfabe up. Let's put that on there.
I think most famously, Jesse the Body Ventura won Minnesota's governor's race in 1998 as a third-party candidate, largely due to a grassroots campaign that resonated with voters frustrated with major political parties.
It's a two-party system, and frankly, we got to get over that. You vote for me, and you can come back to my house at the Baja, where I got a family recipe for scrambled eggs with a side of basmati rice. The secret ingredient is love. And now don't be telling the deep state about that, okay? This is between you and me. Are you wearing a wire? I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just asking questions.
I call it Baja Soda. I lose it at that every Baja Soda. Got a little piece of Minnesota down there in the Baja. Not even here most of the year. But people in Minnesota just really seem to resonate with this, Reform Party. He's a former professional wrestler, a former Navy SEAL. He was also the former mayor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. He presented himself as an outsider, and I guess Minnesotans love outsiders.
Minnesotans love a good outsider.
Here's the thing, though, is like 90% of the people in Michigan are wrestlers, so it makes sense.
Minnesota?
Yeah, most Minnesota. Did I say Michigan?
You said Michigan.
I'm thinking about Michigan.
Michigan.
Like a lot of Minnesotans are wrestlers, so it just makes sense. They're going to vote for their guy.
Is that a big sport in Minnesota?
It just seems like a lot of people from Minnesota and Michigan. A lot of wrestlers come from Minnesota and Michigan. It seems like. I know Hawk and Animal came from over there. I think like the Steiners.
Hawk and Tua came from over there. That's what we need. the new. What are their names? Not the individual names, but their name. LOD. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Legion of Doom. We need a new Legion of Doom.
Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, and how? Because I don't know. How do you vote for that? Because I remember
back then, yeah, it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
today I feel like you do great.
I remember in the last election, my dad had texted me because he was like, "Hey, did you know Herschel Walker is running for like the Senate in Georgia?" Herschel Walker, for those of you who don't know, the running back from the 80s, one of the most prolific running back, one of those prolific athletes of all time. We could talk about Herschel Walker for a long time. He goes, "Can you imagine like voting for Herschel Walker?" And I was like, "I voted for a weatherman." I just got done voting for a weatherman. That's like,
it's true.
I voted for Mark Ronchetti.
I really hope he gets it. I like Mark Ronchetti.
Mark Ronchetti won this year?
Did he?
I didn't see him.
Oh. Maybe he didn't.
I may have skipped over it, though.
I don't know.
On accident.
He didn't get it last time, right?
He did not get it last time. No.
I was hoping he'd run again.
Let's talk about Mark Ronchetti for a little bit.
Great weatherman.
But yeah, it's just going into the ballot, like, I'm voting for Jesse the Body Ventura. It
sounds weird, but I think only because we're living in it in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think 20 years from now, no one will even care.
Yeah. It keeps going back to Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Who is Vice President? Jerry Lewis. But I mean, we get the same feeling with Kane, right? Glenn Jacobs, currently mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, has been for several years. His, like, campaign design for all of his political stuff has the raw like chevron at the bottom of it and a flame in between the two. Like, he's leaning into it.
He has
slightly enough.
He has put people through tables on the campaign trail.
But people love the guy. I mean, he's a 3-time world champion, ECW champion, WWE champion, world heavyweight champion, 2021 Hall of Famer. Republican mayor, and doing just fine, advocating for lower taxes and smaller government.
I just remember when politicians had to be relatively good-looking people. And then you come to Glenn Jacobs, and I'm sorry, Glenn, but you didn't need the mask. The mask wasn't to make you scarier.
You weren't there at the car rental place with me, were you?
No, I was not.
Yeah. So I got to see Glenn Jacobs in real life. We were at a very cheap car rental place. There was like 10 of us. I see a big tall guy walking. I'm not really looking at his face, but I see he's dragging a bag that's got the WWE logo on it. And I look up, and the first thing I see is his nose. And I'm like, I know that nose.
I know that nose.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Kane. It's Kane. It's gotta be Kane. And me and I think it was Matt, another guy named Matt. We're like, dude, can we? Should we? He just got off a plane. And by the time we decided we were going to go out there and try and say hi to him, he got in a taxi and left. Or an Uber, I don't know. But you're right. He's striking. He's in a bad way.
He's memorable. He's memorable.
He's a great wrestler though. That's one of the childhood favorites, of mine. Oh yeah. Like that was the whole lore behind Kane and the whole supernatural storyline and just the freaking coming out and setting fire to the ring posts every time he comes into the ring, and his run with X-Pac was my favorite too, where they had the combined entrance where he's doing the pillar thing while X-Pac is doing the fireworks behind him. I'm like, cool. This is so dope.
That is pretty cool.
And that was before he could talk.
Yeah.
And they got him to have that voice box, and he said, "Suck it." That's awesome. That was 90s wrestling right there, man. Maybe early 2000s. So good.
And now he's on a health board telling you whether or not your children should wear masks in school. Spoiler alert, he's saying you shouldn't. Even like small town, like Rick Steiner.
Yeah.
Rick Steiner was on the Cherokee County Board of Education in Georgia.
Still is. That's a current standing.
Who was like, oh, Rick Steiner, Board of Education. That guy. That's the guy we're looking for. And then... I
got Matt Morgan here, Deputy Mayor of Longwood, Florida. Was the mayor of Longwood, Florida.
Sure.
Wrestled for SmackDown for a little while, but he was bigger in TNA, where he was a two-time TNA World Tag Team Champion. 2017, he was elected as the District 4 City Commissioner for Longwood. Then he served as the city's mayor from May 2019 until September 2020. Was reelected as mayor in May 2022 until the next year. And now he's serving as deputy mayor.
Good for him.
Also a Republican, focused on community development and public service.
A lot of Republicans. This is not like...
Right, it's not an endorsement, but it does seem to be
Republicans.
That they do tend to lean one way more than the other.
I'm not sure it's the best comparison to be like, hey, these guys have had a whole bunch of head injuries. Republican.
Guys who get concussed for a living.
I don't know.
Nikolai Volkov. Tried to make it as Maryland's House of Delegates, but he failed in 2006.
Yeah, with a name like Nikolai Volkov. The Great Sasuke. He won a seat in the Iwate Prefectural Assembly in Japan. Mm-hmm. Don't know what they do, but
sounds suspicious.
Prefectural. Who do you think should run for office? Who would you love to see in office?
Shoot. Chad Gable.
I need
Kurt Angle. Anybody who's got an American thing going on.
I need Biggie Langston to head up the Bureau of Land Management or something.
I would love any of the New Day. I'd love all of the New Day, just as different parts of the government.
Good night.
Shoot. they've already got their campaign slogans, you know.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
Yes,
with
it
Big E
is.
Langston.
Yeah. And then Linda McMahon also ran
McMahon.
for Senate, Congress.
She was given like an administrative something or other. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. She was running for something,
it was in,
though.
Yeah. She's been trying to run for a while. I don't think she ever accomplished
Yeah.
an election victory, but she was appointed. I think it was in Donald Trump's term.
Let's look it up.
Because they're friends. I know that. Of course, can't not mention Donald Trump.
Yeah, WWE Hall of Famer.
WWE Hall of Famer. Threw the ugliest running clothesline you've ever seen, but he put his whole weight into it and took Vince McMahon down under the ground. Not even under the soft ring, under the padded ground.
Okay.
What?
Have you ever heard somebody's title and thought there's nobody less qualified to do that job?
Ooh. Is this
Linda McMahon, the 25th administrator of the Small Business Administration. I can't think of someone less qualified to be like, small businesses, let's take care of them.
But go back to Trump. He was also a big deal to WWE history.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 4 was hosted at Trump Plaza.
I think it was 3 and 4, wasn't it?
It was 4 and 5. I don't think 5 was at the same place. It might have been. I don't remember. But he also sponsored 5 and 7.
Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 7.
Because for a while there, he was trying to get like, that's where WrestleMania is.
Maybe.
Is with May.
Then he was featured in the storyline against Vince in WrestleMania 23, where they had proxies fight in the ring to see who would have to shave their head. They played that at a Trump rally while they were waiting on Trump to show up this week. They played the whole segment from WrestleMania of Donald Trump shaving Vince McMahon's head. And it was long because it's WrestleMania. They drag segments out long. This was like a 25-minute thing that they showed to the rally attenders.
It was Umaga and Bobby Lashley. It's not
right,
like they moved that fast, y'all.
Well, no, they didn't even show the match. They just showed the after part.
It's just them shaving the head. Part. Things really do take that long. Yeah, I mean, where is the footage of Kamala Harris taking a moonsault from Lita?
Do you have any other names?
I don't.
Because I have one more.
Okay.
That I think is a big name. And I think goes to the point.
It's a big name. It's a huge name.
Goes to the point.
Maybe it's a huge
why
name.
I think the whole Jesse Ventura thing isn't going to make a big deal.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln! He was a professional wrestler.
What was known as a catch-as-catch-can wrestler, which is closer to hand-to-hand combat than the sport of actually like wrestling on the ground, like actual amateur wrestling is. Possibly a little bit more leaning UFC than WWE, but still, he wrestled for 12 years, won around 300 matches, only has one known loss. He would wrestle at county fairs, typically, very WWE style right there. He was inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1992, not WWE, but like the overall Wrestling Hall of Fame. And historians believe that it was his wrestling reputation that actually helped him to get elected as president in 1860.
Wonderful.
So think about that. It happened to Jesse Ventura and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
Like the wrestling, push has been a thing since probably the greatest president.
As you were saying that, I was like, he's gonna say Abraham Lincoln. Because apparently Abraham Lincoln might have been the strongest man that ever lived. Like there are stories just like Abraham Lincoln was wiry and strong. They said he just hit so hard. But Abraham Lincoln.
It's
in our blood.
It is.
It's in us. So why do you think that like wrestling and politics function so well together?
I don't know.
Or do they? I
don't know if it is just a society has this pull towards both charismatic people and strong people.
Yeah.
And this is a very out there way to see those kind of personalities. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know, but that seems to make sense to me.
Neither one of those things.
I'm nothing with psych. psychotic. But that seems to make sense to me.
Yeah.
Big personalities, charismatic people,
Drama.
who can talk well.
Yeah.
Who can pull on your emotions, as well as a sense of safety that comes with someone who is strong. And unfortunately, I think that Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, or any woman from any party in the future is going to have that fighting against them. Because I think ultimately, as a collective, we have a desire for the person in ultimate power to have like this strong presence to it. Mm-hmm. Not that a woman can't have that presence, but it's an uphill battle. Yeah. I think there's no denying that.
You would be a lot better off with like a Stephanie McMahon than a Kamala Harris.
Someone who has a stronger presence about them. We're gonna say all this after Kamala Harris was president. Yeah. What? You're listening to this, and Kamala Harris is the president right now. Who knows?
And there's egg on our face. That's okay.
But even if she is, she's definitely had that going against her. In this race, especially going up against the biggest personality on the planet. For better or for worse,
the mud monster.
It's a strange situation.
I saw someone explain it best this way: is that like in professional wrestling and politics are very, very similar in the fact that when you were young, you watched this and it was very real to you, and it was good versus evil, and sometimes the good one and sometimes the evil one, but it was these two people, and they were really arguing with each other, were really fighting each other, they really hated each other, and they were both like in this battle. And the older you get and the more experience with it you get, you realize it's really two sides who have a very common goal, who are working together to make you think that they hate each other in order to achieve whatever their goal is.
I hate that.
I hate it as well. No.
I hate that you made me have that realization right now.
It's the set. Yeah, it was 10 years ago. So I don't remember what I was watching. But yeah, it's very similar in the fact just like, and now I can't name any other Democrats other than Nancy Pelosi. Like Nancy Pelosi and Dan Crenshaw probably don't hate each other nearly as much as the media would like us to believe that they hate each other. I mean, I've heard everybody's very civil towards each other for the most part.
I was watching that not Al Sharpton, Al Smith. I don't remember what it is. The Catholic dinner that Kamala didn't go to, where they kind of roast each other. And I saw Trump and Chuck Schumer, who he has said horrific things about Chuck Schumer and vice versa. And they're sitting there joking. He's slapping Chuck on the shoulder and laughing. I'm like, is all of this a lie? Is it all just a joke?
Yeah. Am I a joke to you?
Am I not? It felt like they're breaking kayfabe.
Exactly.
Like, we're not supposed to do that. If you want us to be riled up, keep us riled.
That's Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior getting coffee together.
That's the curtain call, man. You can't do that. Not in the heat of the moment.
So I don't know. You're obviously, again, you're living in the future, and you know how all of this is going to play out. And whether you liked the way it turned out, whether you didn't like the way it turned out, we here at Two Words Podcast and Love Thy Nerd Radio would like to remind you that no matter who's president, Jesus is king. And that's a good thing. But until next time, whenever that may be, because it seems like this is the most consistent we've been.
We've gotten 2 in a row.
2 in a row, baby. We're doing it. Whenever that may be, we will see you soon. We've got to have a season finale coming up here.
I think this is the next one.
This is the season finale. So might want to record that. Otherwise, we'll be just like the Cape, just ending right in the middle of the storyline.
Stargate Universe. So many shows. Just Heroes.
Yeah. We could go the way of Heroes. Who knows? But until then, my name's John. His name's Matt. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Boom!